What is up, Christina?
Hello, welcome to the Air Fresheners.
Welcome back.
This is episode
9.
Lucky number 9.
Flying through these episodes in this quarantine.
Yeah, we are.
How are you feeling today?
I was gonna ask you.
Better than you.
I'm very hungover, guys. I am so hungover. I threw up very loudly when Steven got here.
Projectile.
Yeah,
it was
awful.
It was
full force.
Yeah.
So.
But she's good now.
I feel like a new person now.
Like 50% compared to 100%.
Yeah. So, anyway, we're not going to be talking about me throwing up this whole episode.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about something a little bit more interesting, and it kind of has to do with the quarantine, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
But we're going to be mentioning a lot about social media, how much people are on their phones right now, and what our screen time is, and I guess just the effects of an over-excessive social media.
Yeah, maybe just like dive deep into... Guys, I'm just so scattered. I feel like I can't even like come up with words now.
Let's start with this. What is your screen time right now, Christina? We're both gonna get in on this and share our screen time.
Let's just make me look like an even worse person. Let's see. Okay. Settings.
Today, and then the last 7 days.
Do I go to see all activity?
Okay,
so today, 5 hours, 26 minutes.
Today? It's 5 hours?
It's only 3:45.
Holy shit. Okay.
Oh, wait, it was because I had YouTube playing when I was napping.
Okay.
That was 3 hours and 8 minutes.
Well, last 7 days. Let's see what that is.
I don't want to say it.
Okay, mine for the last 7 days has been 5 hours and 32 minutes, and that's down 5% from the week before.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have you beat 7 hours, 30 minutes.
Wow. That's a lot of screen time. Let's see. That says
God.
My weekly total is 38 hours and 48 minutes.
Oh, mine's 37.
Interesting.
How is mine less than yours?
I don't know. But yeah, we basically have full-time jobs as people using our phone for social media.
That makes me feel like more addicted to this than I thought I was.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's kind of awakening to see how much time you actually spend on your phone.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there's just so much to see.
Scroll.
So many TikToks of people doing the same.
Oh my God, I can't imagine if I had TikTok on my phone right now.
Yeah, it's a deep hole.
Yeah, TikTok is great, but at the same time, I
don't like it.
It's a great way to waste time.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time I downloaded TikTok, I think I spent 3 hours on it, and the first time I opened the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
stupid. It's cool. There's a lot of good stuff on there, but the stuff you get caught up watching is just so
I feel like maybe I'm not using it right, but I feel like I have to filter through so much crap to get to anything funny.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that.
I don't know. I try not to go on it really.
Everyone posting the same dancing videos and stuff, but I can't really hate on it because it's got a lot of potential and it already is the next big thing. But just the amount of stupid stuff that comes out of it,
it's ridiculous. Yeah. But I don't think it's gonna replace Instagram because it's so different from two different.
Although everyone is basically posting their TikToks on Instagram now.
Yeah, that's true.
It is taking over basically every social media platform because they make it easy on TikTok. So you can reshare your videos.
And you can share other people's, which makes sense, especially on stories and stuff. So
yeah, the creators of TikTok did a wonderful, wonderful job.
Yeah, for sure.
On the app.
Isn't it weird to see how far social media has come?
Oh my gosh,
I mean, we've seen our generation has seen the start of it. Between MySpace when we were middle school.
MySpace.
Dude, that was actually I think, when did you get MySpace?
So it was actually funny. I remember getting MySpace, or at least knowing a few people that had MySpace, and kids would talk about it in class. They'd be like, "Oh, what's your MySpace?" Or "I'm gonna add you on MySpace." And I remember I wanted a MySpace so bad, but my parents wanted to monitor everything I did on MySpace.
Oh.
So I actually hid the fact that I had a MySpace. And then one time my parents found out, and people used to not post their actual screen names. So this girl that was in 6th grade had her name as hot angel baby something, and my parents,
it was like usernames.
yeah, and my parents were like, who's this hot angel baby? And I'm like, okay, I'm done. You guys are never gonna know that I have a MySpace again.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like screen names, like AIM and all of
Yeah.
that.
And then your top
good
3 and
days.
your top 5, and like, you're not
Yeah.
my friend anymore. I'm moving you to my number 2 instead of number 1.
Oh my god, I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah. And then the
Wow.
bulletin boards or whatever of like, you would post like the quizzes or something like that.
Like surveys.
Yeah.
Whoa,
And
that's weird.
you
Now
were
think of like what people do. You know what I mean? It's like we don't do anything like that.
Yeah, now we have influencers in the wild.
That
That's
is
how
one
it's
of the
evolved.
best accounts. If you haven't seen that account, you need to go
Yeah,
to it
at
right now.
influencers in the wild.
It's so funny. People look so stupid.
Yeah,
It
but
makes me never want to like have my photo taken anywhere. Coming
Yeah.
from a photographer.
anything
so,
outside of the normal.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
and it's
gonna
just
be
it's
weird.
just starting. It's just starting.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen it like evolve so much over the past like 15 years, but like imagine how we're going to feel in 15 years from now, you know?
And it's like a hard struggle too, because like I feel like even being a photographer and like having the creative side of like, oh well, I want to do something that's like creative and cool like this, but it's like some people are just pushing the limits so far of what they think is like cool and creative. And maybe that kind of sounds like it's coming from like a judgmental place, but like there's just so much like people that are standing on like the edge of a cliff,
Yeah.
like trying to like get a good picture when like they literally could fall. It's just
Yeah.
how much are you willing to push the limits for?
I know. It's like, does it like really matter that much?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like all of that just seems like really forced now. You know, I
Yeah.
see it with like portraits too, and it's just like, it seems like you're trying too hard.
Yeah, it takes the magic out of some of the pictures sometimes.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I feel like it's interesting. I think it's like a good time to be like, I don't know. I feel like we've really gotten to see like the full process of like how it's changed. You
Yeah.
know? So
Back from the beginning of like MySpace pictures where everyone was in like a group photo on like the really nice little point and shoot camera
Yeah.
to what we've got now.
It was so simple,
Yeah.
you know? But I'm not going to sound old and pretend that I want to live back in that time. I don't. I think it
Yeah.
served its purpose, but life was a little bit like more simple on the internet.
And now it's like as complicated as fuck, but it's also easier than ever.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't want to be like a kid right now.
No, like being a kid that's coming up into this world right now, and like your parents basically just give you like an iPad and like just leave you alone with like your iPad. Like you're born and raised around like dopamine addiction from like the time you're growing up. So it's like while your developing brain is growing, you're just constantly being fed a nonstop like hit of dopamine.
Wow.
all
I
the
didn't think
time.
about that. Like as a kid, if your brain is like trained to be like so addicted to that, I wonder how they're going to be in like 20 years.
Yeah, because it's like we developed without all of that just fine, and then now we're being introduced to it, and I feel like it's easier for us to pull ourselves away from it. But someone that's had an entire lifetime of development just being hit with that all the time, it's gonna be an interesting it's gonna be interesting to see how it affects people in the future.
For sure. Like mental health, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, anxiety and depression, it's like all so much higher than it like ever used to be. So
Yeah. What do you think is like a big cause of that? Like, what do you think has caused so many more kids to have anxiety and depression compared to what it used to be back in the day?
I think it's just being able to compare yourself to so many different people. Like with the internet, you can like just see what everybody's like doing, and like everyone's just like competing to like have the best of this, and like I don't know, I feel like that's mainly where anxiety comes from, because if you didn't have the internet to see like such a mass group of people, you wouldn't be judging yourself like that much. I think I don't know, I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah,
right?
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, because you're just like comparing yourself to so much more people than you normally would if you like didn't have a phone, or you know, you only knew people at school or whatever. So yeah, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, and I feel like too, like being a kid, like you come up and like if you're not on social media now and you don't have like a cool presence online and stuff like that, like you're the outcast now.
Yeah.
Like before, back in the day, you were like the cool kid if you like had certain friends and stuff like that. But now it's like if you don't have 100,000 followers on TikTok in middle school, like you're nothing.
Right.
And like that's just gonna keep on evolving until it, whatever happens with it. But
that's just so nuts. People don't like. I don't know. I don't really know many middle schoolers, but I would be interested to like hear about like what they struggle with that stuff.
Maybe we should interview a middle schooler one
we
day.
should. I know a ninth grader, and she's super cool.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, that would be awesome. She should come on here. Be like, help us understand your type.
Tell us what it's like.
What's it like to be young?
Yeah.
But no. Yeah, I feel like we kind of were talking about dopamine addiction yesterday.
Yeah. We read through like this Harvard study, and there was a lot of it that was like kind of boring, but there was like a few points that we pulled out.
It was pretty boring,
And
but like go ahead.
There's like one of the big things that has been a problem with like Facebook and Instagram and most of the social media platforms was that when they originally designed these programs, like they designed them to be like slot machines. So like the same way that slot machines and like cocaine like affects your brain and like the reward centers and like how it releases dopamine, they designed Facebook to constantly give you the same exact kind of like dopamine hit. So like every single time you open up the app and like you get a notification, like it makes you feel good, and then you're like, okay, I want more. So then you keep on posting more, you keep doing all these things, and like anytime you get notifications on your phone, it's just a constant like when you get a like on Instagram.
Yeah.
So it's like I think it was the old creative director of Facebook said to a group of like Stanford people that like he regrets what they've done, like it's gone too far out of control, like we never intended it for it to be this way, and that might be why he's the former now, because he felt too bad about being in it. But now they have such a strong presence in the world, and now it's like a constant competition for like your attention. Like that's like one of the best currencies now is like which corporation can hold your attention and your time the longest.
That's so crazy. There's just like so many advertisers and just like companies that are like fighting for our attention. Yeah. Because we spend 7 hours on this fucking thing.
7 hours a day scrolling through.
Dang, that's so nuts. I kind of like, it would be interesting for like something to happen where all of these just like turn off.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nuts?
That might be happening soon in the global shutdown.
Really?
I mean, maybe. Who knows?
Did you just make that up?
With all the spread of misinformation.
Oh.
Yeah, I keep on hearing about that because there's so much misinformation going around.
So they're just gonna...
They might just shut it down if the misinformation gets out of control.
Oh, I never thought of it like that. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, that's terrifying.
Yeah, so what's gonna happen one day if we're all just like sitting in our house and like the whole like, we can't message your friend anymore. You can't post anything on social media. Like a social media blackout would be pretty interesting.
I feel like I need to start writing everyone's addresses down.
Go back to a yellow book?
Pen pal, like, how are you?
Send pigeon mail.
That would be kind of cool.
Write letters, yeah.
It's so slow, but it is cool.
Yeah.
Getting something in the mail is like, this is nice. A gift. Yeah. Do you like write to anyone? Do you have anyone in your family that you send cards to, or
for like birthdays and like when I was dating someone, like I would write out like letters.
Oh, that's nice.
And I usually write out like some pretty long in-depth letters. Like I think like to my ex, like I wrote out multiple like 2, 3, 4, 5 page letters in like super small writing.
Wow.
So
that's
it's
cool.
like kind of my thing, but like if I don't have to do it, like, or if it's not for like a special reason, like if I'm just saying hey, shouldn't have to write a letter.
Hi.
Just type it up.
Do you like me?
Hey.
Circle yes or no.
Yes or yes.
Yes or yes. Amazing. I don't know how we started talking about that, but what else? Do you feel like, I don't think phones, like I'm not trying to like shit on social media. Like I think it's like the internet is such a good tool if you know how to like spend your time wisely.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the same like what people say with like guns. Like a gun is a great tool if you use it right, but like if you use it the wrong way, it's terrible.
Yeah.
But same thing with social media.
Yeah. No, it's true. Aww.
Every day.
So cute. Someone just like passed. We're just like, oh, hi. Amazing. So What else do we have to say about this?
How have you ever felt like times of when you've like posted a picture on social media and like you haven't gotten enough likes?
Ooh,
Like,
I
you know, you
second
get, like-
guess myself. I'm like, oh, I didn't post this at the right time,
Yeah.
or that's such a stupid thing to
Yeah.
like care about. And I've kind of let that go. I mean, I don't really post that much anyway, but like, I feel like over the past year, I've kind of been like, fuck it. Like, I don't really care to like try to time this right and like do all these things, because it kind of goes back to what we were talking about, like trying too hard, you know? Like, I just don't want to come off like that. So yeah, I don't know. It just feels like you feel like garbage. You're just like, oh God,
I only
hate
got
this.
50 likes compared to 200 likes. What's going on?
That's weird. It's
Yeah.
like,
And that's shaped so much of like who we are nowadays as like creators or just like people, because it's like if you it could be some of your best work ever, but maybe it's like the algorithm or something like that, or like some people just didn't like it, and so
Yeah.
you like delete it. And like the world never sees it again just because you didn't get 20 more likes than you did on your last picture.
and that's so ridiculous, because it's not like you're not judging like the content of it. It's just like you said, like the algorithm. So it's like it could be an incredible photo, but you wouldn't think so because you're judging it based off of like
Yeah.
how many people
What
see
like
it.
50 of your friends that you used to go to high school with thought.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I feel like it'll probably change. It'll have to at some point. Like
yeah.
wasn't Instagram like testing out like not showing likes for a while?
Yeah, apparently I think other countries or something like that have the likes taken away.
Oh, that's so cool.
So that's like interesting, because I mean, like, of course there's going to be backlash on that in the beginning of like, well, what's the point of posting anymore? But like everyone eventually is going to accept whatever social media platform they're using, how they change it.
Yeah.
So like maybe it would be for the better to not have likes and
I
just
think so.
have a platform where you're posting your stuff and that's it.
Yeah. Or people would like have to comment
Yeah.
if they did like it. I feel like that would just be like more engaging for sure, because liking is just like a automatic like thing to do.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll just be like scrolling and I like things that I'm not even like really looking at. I'm just like, oh, it's that person, I'll just like it. You know what I mean?
And I noticed that too. Like there'll be videos that like I see and I send to like 10 of my friends, and I could click the like button, but I don't even click the like button. I'm just like, I like this. This is funny. I'm gonna send it to 10 people, but I don't feel the need to click the like button. So it's such a false sense of validation.
Yeah,
And it's
it
such
really
a bad
is.
thing to rely on.
Yeah, I'm glad we see that. I hope a lot of other people do too, because that's like what you get caught up in.
But it's still nice to get likes though.
It is still nice. Please still like our stuff.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad that we solved the problem of all social media things with this conversation. We really did a
Really
number.
hit it hard on the head.
Judging TikTok and MySpace.
I will say though, is there anything that you think you're gonna do differently now that you know you've spent 7 hours a day on average on your phone, or are you just
Probably
gonna
not. Just kidding.
gonna knock it up to 8 hours?
I actually am trying. Like I'm trying to read in the morning, which is nice if I'm not hungover. Like if I read first thing in the morning, like, and don't touch my phone, usually the day goes so much better.
Yeah, because you feel so accomplished in the morning, because you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just such a big accomplishment to open up a book and just read pages.
Yeah.
It's
and
so
you,
easy
like,
to
put the phone and like that whole world on pause for a little bit, and you like let your brain just like be involved with something else.
Yeah.
It's really nice. What do you do to like distract yourself from like constantly picking up your phone?
Definitely reading, and also to like, I mean, I should be meditating more. I like signed up again for the Headspace app.
Nice.
And like did that to commit to like meditating, and I haven't really meditated as much as I should have since I did it, especially now that this is all happening.
Yeah.
But between reading and then maybe just getting into like creative work, like editing pictures and stuff like that, but still it's so easy because at the same time that I'm editing pictures, if I'm like about to post it, I'm like on Instagram trying to figure out like
How it
tags
looks,
or stuff like that, and then I get caught up with like a notification, and I'm like, oh, I've been on my phone for 2 hours now, and it's so easy to get caught up on it.
Right. Even if you're like you said, like editing or doing something not being on your phone, you always like kind of end up back on it.
Yeah.
I feel like just like intentionally leaving my phone at home, like if I go for a walk or just like being more conscious of like not having to like have it with me all the time.
Yeah.
So
There's such a good sense of like feeling when you like leave your phone behind, even if it's for like 5 minutes. Like if you go walk outside and just leave your phone behind to go like grab something from your car.
Yeah, it's like
just feel free.
Yeah.
It's probably all that radiation from our phone that's
dude, everyone should have what is it?
Shungite.
Yes. Is that yes,
I think
the Shungite plates for like EMF waves or something. I have one in my car because all of the, you know, technology in there, and it's just like good to have like some sort of like positivity with that, you know, like I feel like I need one for my phone because like the radiation is just so bad.
Yeah, and with the 5G it's just going to keep getting worse.
That's so nuts. When is that, like, is that a thing? Like, is this happening already?
I don't know how much I want to talk about that.
You don't want to talk about it? Okay. I mean, it's a normal thing, right?
Yeah, I mean it's happening, but to the extent that it's happening right now and the stuff that's going on with it, it's happening.
That's so terrifying.
It's happening.
We're all gonna get cancer and die.
Let's just say they have to wear a hazmat suit, a radiation, or it's a radiation suit that they have to wear to install them.
What?
And like birds, there's literally videos of like birds falling out of the sky that like are near 5G towers.
Oh.
So, but like all over the internet, like the big news sources, they're all like, oh, well, that's fake news, whatever it is. But you can literally see videos of birds falling out of the sky next to these. And why does someone have to wear a hazmat suit, a radiation suit to install these?
Holy shit.
I don't know. Just a coincidence.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah,
it
no
won't
big deal.
affect us
No
at
big
all.
deal. Totally safe.
Oh my God.
But yeah, positivity. And
yeah, it's great. It's fine.
Yeah. So dopamine addiction and using our phones too much, and 5G's bad, and Christina's hungover.
Oh my God.
And
what a great episode. Definitely our best yet.
totally, I feel it.
Well, thank you for listening if you made it this far.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Bye.
See ya.